Hi everyone, welcome to another video on Linux System Admin. So in this video I'll be showing you some of the tools that will help the system administrator in looking for more information about a specific command or simply a documentation on an application. So basically this is just a Linux documentation, if you will. So there are some situations where a system admin will find him or herself stuck with a command, probably because most of these command options are not easily memorized by individuals. So most of the options are not always remembered by the users. So this form of documentation helps with that. So this is true even in the case of a beginner. Somebody who is just starting out can utilize this tool in understanding more about a specific command or the documentation on an application. So the first tool here that I would like to show you is the manual page. So this page provides you with a lot of information about this manual page provides you with a lot of information about a specific command. Now using this tool is very easy. You just need to enter man for the manual page space followed by the command that you want to check the manual page of. Now say for instance I want to check the manual page of man, which is like man. So enter man space man. So hitting enter from my keyboard will provide me with this information. So you see there are a lot of basic information about the manual page or about the command man here on my screen. Information like the name of the command and a simple description of what this command does. So this is just a single line of description, though we have another description that is down below, but this one just kind of give you summary of what that command does. So in here you can see that this man is an interface to the system, review all the manual on the specific command that you type in. Down here we can see some synopsis and description about the manual page. So scrolling down will reveal more information about this particular man or this particular page. Also down below you can see even the example of how to use this command. So the manual page gives you the name of the command with a simple description. You have your synopsis up there and you also have example of how to use this particular command. So here we have an example that says man space ls. So this is a simple way of showing you an example on how to use this man command. So you just need to enter the man, which is for the manual page space ls, meaning you want to check the manual page of what ls command. So that is the example, and there are some functionality that this page offer you with. Example is the search. So you can use the / to search the manual page. Example, if I use the / example to take me straight to the example section, had even I am already not on the example section. Say for instance I enter / ls. This will take me through all the ls that are present in the manual page. So this is how you search through the manual page. So you can search whatever you want to search here. Now when done using the manual page, you can quit using the Q from your keyboard. So let me check the example I saw from the manual page earlier. So if I now enter man space ls, then hit enter, this will give me the name and a single line description of what this command does, which is to obviously list directory content, and down below we have full-blown description of that particular command, which is the ls. So you see we have a lot of options to go with. All of these are present in the manual page of the ls. Another tool that I'll be showing here is the info. So this provides you with the information about a specific command. Now to check this, I can easily check the manual page for the info command or the info utility here. I can just use man space info. So you can see from here, you can see the name and we can see the little information about the info command or the info utility. which is basically to just read information document. Or you want to check the document of the utility info, you can surely do that just like the way I did earlier using the man. So you can use info to check the document. So down here you can even see the description, which is obviously to read documentation in info format. So we have some example on how to use the info command or info utility. So if you use the info command alone, it will show you the top level dir menu or the directory menu. So depending on what you want to do and what you are looking for when using the info command. The second one show you the manual for this info program. Now you can easily go out of this using the q command to quit. Okay, that is the manual page for the info. So now you can use the info just like the way I use the man to check the manual page for man. Now you can use info to check the info document on info utility. So using the command info will lead me or will open up this documentation. So which is obviously a documentation that describes the standalone info reader, which helps you in reading the documentation or information documentation on a specific command. So you can scroll down, or you can scroll down to check the respective menu. The first one here is said standalone info, just a basic information about the command info, and then you can see some options or invoking info that will show you options that you can pass on the command line. So you can use the info to check a lot of documentation about a command in Linux. So example is info ls. So this will show you the basic documentation on the ls command. So on this page you can check to see that the ls program lists information about the files of any type, including the directory. So those are the kind of information or documentation information that you find. So those are the kind of information documentation that you can find using the info utility. So another utility that I will be showing you here is the what is. So what is in one single word, not what space is. So this is another utility that provides the system admin an option to check more about a particular command. So the what is just like a simple English. It's just like you asking a question, what is this command? So you get a single line or one line manual page description of what that particular command is or it does. So for example, I'll use the manual or check the manual page for the what is. I'll enter man space what is. The what is in single word. So you can see from the manual page here what is, and this single description, the what is command is basically to just display one single line description of a particular command. So that is the manual page. And then we have full-blown description down here that you can check about the what is. So this is the manual page of the what is. So scrolling down, you see you have other options that you can go with. But let me quit it and check the example. So from the prompt here, I'll enter. So I'll get to see the one-line description of the ls command. So what is ls will result to this. So ls is a command that lists directory content. So that is what ls is. So you can use this just like your normal question. So you can use this what is to ask a Linux system about a particular command. So what is and what is ls? That is what ls is. So let me check another and say what is dir. So dir is having the same result as ls, because dir is also a way of listing the directory content. So another one is what is who. So who is a command that tells you who logged into the system at that time. So here I'm asking the system what is who. So it is now telling me that the who command basically show who is logged on to that system. So that is what is who. So another one is I will use what is. Oh no, that's typo. So another thing that I would like to check is what is space what is. So what is space what is, it also provides the answer. Say that what is display one line manual page description. of the command. So that is what is does. So another thing that I will check is what is man. So you can go, depending on what you are looking for, you can go out to check anything at all on this using this what is. So let me check another one, say what is space man. So here I'm having this, I get this answer that says man is an interface to the system reference manual. So basically that is what man does, or manual page is. Another thing that I will check is what is info. So the info that we just check here, can the Linux command line can also tells us what the info is. So it basically so the info allows you to read information document. So let me check another one here. What is apropos? So the apropos is to search the manual page names and descriptions. So that is what the apropos does. So like I said, it depends on what you want to check, depend on what you are looking for. You can use this. What is, it's a great utility that will help you do a lot of things, that will help you check a lot of information about a command or utility. Another utility that I would like to show you is the apropos. So like I checked the what is apropos here. It tells me that the apropos search the manual page names and description of a command or application. It's just a way of searching the names and descriptions. So this is true even if I use the apropos space apropos, just like the way I've been using the man info and what is. So I can use apropos space apropos to see this. So it is bringing back the same result, which is basically to search names, to search the manual page name and description. So now if I to check like apropos man, no, this is not. So let me check this one that says, so let me use this example and say ls. This will search the entire system for the name ls and descriptions. So if I use this like apropos space python, so this will search the entire system for the names and description python. So apropos is another great utility that will give you more information about a particular program or a command. So okay, all right, the last one here is the documentation. So every program comes with its own documentation, so you can read the documentation of that program by going to the directory. So the directory for the documentation of programs is always user share doc. So there you have a bunch of documentation on the respective programs that are on the system. So now you see I have a bunch of these folders or directories of the documentation here. So but I want to check one, that is xorg. So let me check the xorg directory, ls space then followed by the path. So the directory or the xorg directory do have a lot of information in this directory. So I'm having some copyright, index.html and bunch of other information. So even the how to, the references and all that. So let me check the copyright, say cat copyright. So alright, you can see the copyright document there, which is just like a way of checking the documentation of an application or program using the GUI, because you do have some copyright document there to check. So this is the copyright file on that I opened from the xorg directory. So you see a bunch of information there. So alright guys, that is the little I have to share here as regarding to the Linux documentation, or where to find information about Linux command or Linux utilities. I hope you learned something from this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.